Heavenly Delusion is just simply a very interesting manga. Like, it has to be some of the most unique manga I've ever read, just from the plot alone. I really like the way this story, it's constructed. It has two storylines, and then they're going on at the same time. And then the way the author organizes those two storylines is really good. It doesn't make me feel out of place or feel clunky at any times reading this manga. This manga is really chill and stressful at the same time. The overall mood is not depressing at all thanks to the main character pair of Kiriko and Maru. They are very funny at times, honestly. But it can get very intense at times when the plot goes a lot deeper. And they don't just do whatever they want, they get serious at times and can get very emotional. So, when this manga gets emotional, it is really emotional. It's all those side stories that the main character pair experiences through the journey to heaven that really makes this manga extremely special and enjoyable to read. It's not always main character centered, it goes through a lot of different cool side stories. And how they would tough through this situation. A lot of side characters are introduced with each, they don't really add anything to the world building of this manga, but it is really how each people would survive in this situation when Earth is practically doomed. How every aspect of humanity is exposed and shown, the good and bad side. And because of that, there isn't really a true villain in the story. It is a lot more like how humanity works and how they would treat each other differently, which can be good or bad. And I think the author did a really good job on that, which makes me actually feel like what experiencing a desperate situation where Earth is completely doomed feels like. It feels very real. The main character pair of Kiriko and Maru, that's actually such an amazing MC pair. It has to be some of my favorite out there. They would usually just goof around, but when things get serious and when things get intense, you can feel that they are being scared and it's actually trying to help with the case. It's really hard to explain with just words, but they're just very fun to read. It's how they act and stuff. I just simply really enjoy those two being the main character of this manga. There's a lot of foreshadowing in this manga. There's a lot of details in the manga that would be as a hint for a future thing. You wouldn't really understand them now, but it will become really clear when you read the story later. It would chain the story up and it would feel actually very cool to get info that way instead of the typical way, if that makes sense. I feel there's a decent amount of sensitive stuff this manga touches on, but I wouldn't say it really affects the reading of this manga. It's really interesting to see how the author is not scared to use the sensitive content if it helps with the storytelling or the building of a character. This manga also has an anime, and the anime is actually really good. I feel it already gained quite a bit of popularity thanks to the anime. And I personally watched the anime after the manga, and I genuinely feel it did a pretty good job replicating the manga, recreating the scenes and stuff, and it's just really fun to see them moving and stuff. I would almost recommend you to read the manga first and then watch the anime, or watch the anime and read the manga, since it's really fun to see all the foreshadowings, you already know what's going to happen, and see how the author did them. And then throughout the manga, the author keeps wanting to make you to fill in the plot holes yourself. And it's actually really fun because you get to see how right or wrong you are the more you read the manga. And this is kinda irrelevant, but if you're reading the manga or watching the anime, I highly recommend you watch till episode 8 or chapter 22, since I think it's the best arc and really gives us what Heavenly Delusion is really like.